Hello there everybody, Subbutter92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Rose Guns Days. In the last episode... Not gonna lie, that was extremely stressful, but we managed to save a star-strucking loving pair. And we also managed to get Captain Butler on our side. So that's also a good thing. Alright.
Now that Primavera had Captain Philip Butler's backing, it was far more secure than it had been. Those shady people who came and tried to cheat them out of money disappeared like early morning frost on a spring day. Added to that, the rumor about them driving off Crazy Alfred seemed to have spread. That's good. Thanks to that, many more shops now wanted to become affiliated with Primavera. To ladies of the evening, being able to work in peace is a treasure that's hard to match. On the other hand, that same peace may have made things boring for the bodyguards.
Chapter 3. Dance celebrated with wicked fireworks. That does not bode well. Okay. Western District, Club Primavera, Food Court Lane, Bar Nabushi. Ah, that must be where... Wait. Okay. A residential district packed with cheap apartments. Meryl wanted to visit this place, so she told me to come along. Okay, why not? Oh, Jesus.
Seems a girl in my place has gotten into some trouble lately.
Trouble? Is the fastener on her corset getting stuck or something?
If only it was that simple. Looks like a lot of prisoners were released from a prison camp in Siberia recently. Did you hear about that?
Poor guys. I can't believe there's guys who've been stuck away from home longer than me.
Anyway, that girl's ex-boyfriend apparently got repatriated and came home. He keeps pestering her for money, so much that it's really troubling her.
Let's go kick his ass! I see. And I guess that means I'm up.
You're just the driver. I can handle any sort of pimp you throw at me by myself. Jeez, men are really helpless, aren't they? You got to drink to get by.
Driving drunk can't be good, though.
Alcohol is my blood. If I don't drink, I'll shrivel up and die.
You look too young to be drinking it.
Oh, stop that corner there. Her apartment's close.
Okay. You sure you don't want me to come?
Didn't I tell you already? I only wanted you as a driver. Well, see for yourself. I'll come back after I've pinkened some men's cheeks.
Okay. In this utterly transformed Tokyo, there should be no greater fortune than running into an old friend. However, in this mad age, even that wonderful luck isn't always a good thing.
Please, don't ask me again, please.
Don't say that. Without your support, how are we supposed to eat?
The man violently snatched the large wad of bills the girl was holding out.
Then get a job. I'm working myself to death.
Even though all you do is flirt with American soldiers.
I'm doing it as a job. I do it because I want to be able to eat.
We put our lives on the line fighting for this country. And yet we get nothing in return. All women have to do is spread it and make a killing.
Stop talking like that. It's natural that you won't get money if you don't work.
Shut the fuck up! We men saw hell and got nothing for it, while you women just sat all snug in Japan and got fat.
I don't think she looks fat.
And just where am I supposed to work? There's no way I'm going into the army again.
Stop it. Let me go.
Can't we just get along like old times? Can't we?
Oh boy, the abusive boyfriend. Can we rip his balls off?
Stop it. We're already over.
Ow! Who are you? What are you doing?
You're the worst kind of man. All you do is extort money and now you resort to violence?
Meryl,
Just leave the rest to me, okay? I'll whip this pimp's attitude into shape.
What did you say? You think you fucking can?
Dude, you really shouldn't pick a fight with this little girl. Or this woman, sorry. I'm pretty sure she can pack a wallop. Ooh, a 13 Leo, hot damn. And the fancy as fuck music is also great as well. Fuck it up, pick another one. Fuck him up, Meryl.
If you've learned anything from this, you'll never come back again.
You little bitch.
Hey, what's up? What's going on here? Got a headache from this hangover. Can't you keep it down for a bit? One after the other, several men came out of her house. Each one stank of alcohol.
What's with her? A friend of your girls?
What the heck? They're all living here?
he said they were friends and brought them all to live here.
I see. So they really are cockroaches.
What was that? We're war buddies. Brothers are made through hell.
You women, all safe and snug in Japan. You'd have no way of understanding.
Not my problem. If you want money, why don't you try working? Not fulfilling your duty to work, extorting money off a woman? You're worse than cockroaches.
You're a cheeky little girly, aren't ya? I think I've taken a liking to this one.
Don't you look pretty all dolled up like that? You're earning cash, right? Why don't you give me a little something?
Sure, I'll give it to you. My fist, that is. Though, looks like there's just a few more people here than I expected.
It seems you got confidence in your strength, but there's not much you can do against this many, huh?
You won't be hung out to dry or you're gonna apologize and hand over whatever you've got on you. Or would you like to sold out war wounded hearts with that body of yours? Yeah, fuck you guys.
Meryl, you might want to run.
If I run, what'll happen to you? Running's something I can't do. If we're talking about the hells we've lived through, there's no way I'm Meryl Tanashi am gonna lose to the likes of you.
You know, if you really look, she's actually kind of pretty, ain't she?
We're gonna make you regret being born a woman. Well, fuck you! Huh? Who the hell are you?
Sup, bitches? Just a passing taxi driver. Have any orders, miss? Perfect timing. Could you make a quick trip to the hospital? These guys look like they need help.
Alright! I have no problem beating the shit out of these guys. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of this. Although I've only now noticed that there's a significant I just noticed that the time's running out a lot faster too. I don't want to have to resort to the space bar, but I just might. Okay. Here we go! Is that a fucking crowbar? Jesus Christ! Whew. There we go, hit rate of 100%. Ooh, got 4 emblems here. And I got a silver star too.
Got it? Next time you do so much as look at this girl, you'll be feeding the fish in Tokyo Bay, okay?
I'll remember this.
Ow. Hey, wait for me.
She still should have chopped his balls off.
How pathetic. Run with their tails between their legs.
Thank you, Meryl. You really saved me.
Don't worry about it. If you're ever in a bind, you can always rely on me. But you know, please don't think too badly of him. Of your ex. When he got back from the battlefront, he was just so happy to see you, but he was just a little too weak and dependent.
Yes, I understand. I think I understand how painful this era is for men.
Well, it's a time where both men and women have to drink to get by. Can't take it any other way.
Having said that, she knocked back the bottle she was always carrying.
You did great too, Leo. Want a drink?
Hey now, you want a drunk driver? Okay, FYI, as I am recording this, it's currently storming like crazy. I am just praying that the power does not go out. Okay, well, I guess we'll just go back to Club Primavera then. Since we gained the captain's backing, the number of problem guests shrank. With too much time on my hands, I sometimes pretended to be a bartender. Oh dear God.
Amazing! You're like a real bartender, Leo.
You're too kind. That'd be an insult to real bartenders.
Oh, I've already heard about it from Meryl, but you really are pretty good. Could you take an order for my table?
No sweat. What kind of order?
Can you handle a champagne-based cocktail? The details are up to you. Enough for 8 people.
No prob. I'll make it so good they go wild.
I'm looking forward to it.
Leo, good luck. Do that shaky thing again.
Huh? With champagne? Sounds like a pretty original sort of cocktail. Club Primavera was a place where one could forget the reality of a tough world for a moment. Hell, I'm actually liking the environment, and it's just a freaking novel. A cocktail served in a place like this should be dazzling and outrageous. After all, if you wanted boring, colorless reality, you could get as much as you like when you pay your bills and go outside.
Amazing. You can work a kitchen knife too.
Just enough to cook for myself, yeah.
Isn't that nice? I'd love to have a dinner made by you, Leo.
Come anytime. I always go all out when setting up a dinner for 2.
Oh, Leo.
Oh my god. A man's champagne cocktail is usually quiet and plain, but that wouldn't work for Primavera. He started making fruity drinks that were beautiful just to look at, deftly adding in strawberries, orange, lemon, and so on into the mix.
Amazing. How pretty. That looks delicious. All of the colors of the rainbow. It's so cool you can make 8 different kinds.
Pardon me, ladies. Would you mind taking these over to Stella? Alcohol tastes 10 times better if it's handed to you by a cute girl.
Okay, I'll carry them. By the way, which one is Stella's?
You can choose whichever one you like to carry over, but I'd recommend the orange-colored mimosa. It's got a sweet and sour taste with faintly bitter aftertaste. Doesn't that match your charm perfectly? Well then. The beautiful cocktails were set on a tray and carried to the table where Stella and some customers sat. Stella and the others seemed impressed by the multicolored set of glasses.
If it wasn't for the war, you might have become a bartender, Leo-kun.
Oh, madam. Would you do me the honor of having a drink with me?
Thanks. I guess I will then.
Hey, Rose. Let's make Leo our bartender. That way he can be a bodyguard too when things get tough and we won't have to worry. He isn't antisocial like Wayne, so there's no problem putting him on the floor.
If Leo-kun's okay with it, I'd love to ask him.
I'm nothing compared to a real bartender. If you want a decent bartender, why don't you put out job offers?
It's hard to find a man you can trust these days. That's right. It'd be terrible if we brought some strange man in and he caused trouble. Right?
Fair enough. That's not true. There's plenty of people out there more decent than I am.
We used to employ a lot of bodyguards, but problems rose up often. We're a bit hesitant to hire men if we don't know their backgrounds.
No, that's a perfectly reasonable thing, I think. I mean, it's much better to know their background, really. That's not true. You hired a suspicious-looking guy like me. If you hadn't picked me up, I might have become a villain's underling working for someone like Alfred.
Thank goodness. It'd be terrible if you were one of Alfredsson's henchmen.
Maybe even Alfred's underlings didn't become that because they wanted to.
You're saying they had no choice since they couldn't find jobs?
There's probably some people out there like that, since they can't speak English or Chinese, and no one wants to employ Japanese people.
You're right. If there's no employment, that would happen.
If you want, look into it a bit. It's not like all Japanese men are scum.
Yeah. I'd like to think about it a bit.
Rose, with her strong sense of responsibility, looked up at the ceiling with her arms folded, mumbling and worrying. Leo regretted his actions slightly, thinking he might have put it a bit too seriously. No! What the?
Of course I'm a woman. I'm a woman. A weak woman who only gets fawned over while she's young. Wait, Stella? Don't tell me you... Did someone give Stella alcohol?
Isn't this a club for drinking alcohol with girls?
Well, the truth is, Stella, well, can't handle alcohol at all. When she drinks it, she gets all high-strung for no reason. Uh-oh. That's why her glass always looks like alcohol, but it's all non-alcoholic. Oh, but this is a secret, though.
Oh dear God.
You only fawn over me because I'm cute, right? Because I'm young, right? That's all right. But I know, when I'm not young anymore, no one's gonna look at me. I know I'm half a granny already. No one's gonna be nice to me.
Hey, Stella? Calm down, okay?
Well, you sure have it nice and spiffy, with your yellow and that sneaky popular shape of yours. I know I'm nothing but a blue granny shape.
You don't look that old.
Leo? I asked you which glass was Stella's tonight.
No one told me not to put alcohol in it.
I'm so sorry. I thought everyone knew.
Oh God.
It sure is nice you look so young. The future will be owned by Chibis and
I hope I don't get arrested.
The future will be owned by Chibis and lollies.
Who you calling a chibi lolly? How dare you? You perfectly proportioned, long-legged woman.
You only have to fake your age and get some handsome gentleman to marry you. But I'm a granny. A single granny.
And whose fault is that? That's what you get for swapping men all the time.
I'm sorry for thinking of men as walking wallets. Anyone marry me. You guys, marry me right now.
Oh my God, help me! Oh no, Stella-san! Yamete kudasai! Jesus Christ.
Hey, Stella? Let our customers go.
No, I'll never let go. Not until they say they'll marry me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Overcome by an incomprehensible urgency, Stella jumped on the American soldiers one after another and rode them around. Oh my. Okay. More surprising, perhaps, than her drunken behavior was the way she forgot absolutely everything later. Okay, learn a little fun fact. Stella cannot handle alcohol. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Whew. Food cart lane. A food cart lane where poor day laborers gather as its own special vigor. A man's stomach sometimes craves a bit of bad food and drink. Oh boy. Lots of new faces around for the employment agency lately. Seriously, those guys don't know the code for standing in line. Makes me want to kill someone.
Like we had a code.
Jesus Christ.
No, we had a code. There's at least the rule says you can pull someone's clothes, but not their hair.
Like you even have hair to be pulled.
Jesus.
I won't let some uppity kid beat me. Damn it, I'll show him a thing or two.
As usual, the street of carts was overflowing with its own special kind of vigor. It was filled with poor-looking men, day laborers, and low-wage laborers. Complaining wouldn't change anything. However, if complaining gives you even a little more energy for tomorrow, then go for it all you like. This place was filled with those desperate positives among the negatives. Lately, Leo had taken a liking to this atmosphere. Cyrus, what a coincidence meeting you in a place like this. Oh, it's Leo. You here to eat too?
Yep. There are times a man just wants to eat terrible food.
That's guys for you. If you don't mind being next to me, have a seat. The food here is perfectly terrible.
Idiot. Okay, you know what? Idiot, if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Cabbage yucky, is it? I'd like a bite of this with some terrible drink.
Oh, the alcohol here is just awful. You'll get drunk right away. Come on, eat up, you guys over there. It's a repatriation celebration on me.
Oh god, you're a good guy, Cyrus.
New friends of yours? Looks like they just got back from the war.
We were in a prison camp in Siberia. There were some sick people on the boat. We got quarantined for a while.
I only got repatriated a short while back, too. Tokyo must have made you do a double take, huh?
I can't believe it. How can this be Tokyo?
Everything's English, too. Chinese that. This is Japan. What's wrong with only being able to speak Japanese?
Looks like they're all having troubles, unable to get a decent job.
So, let's go back to the military or fight over a few jobs in the employment center.
Or else go take an English language course. What a terrible era it's become.
We could just employ them at Primavera. Right now, we don't have any bodyguards except our little group, right?
We used to have a bunch of them. We just couldn't get them all settled down, that's all.
I see. So they couldn't listen to what women told them to do.
The guys who came back from the battlefield are a rough bunch. They might be used to a stern-faced sergeant yelling at them, but being managed by women ain't something they're used to.
Weren't you a demon sergeant yourself? I've heard the rumors.
That was during the war. And I've got no desire to look over a rough bunch now that the war's over. And anyway, I'm Richard's bodyguard. And I drop by Primavera now and then, but not every day.
Without some stern-faced people glaring at them, well, they become pretty useless, don't they?
You got it. They get more and more worn out, turning into problems than just drink and get drunk and make trouble with the customers. Then when Alfred and his bunch got involved on top of that, they just got scared, got bribed, and gave up.
Men are fundamentally soldiers. If someone doesn't give strict orders, they just let themselves go to waste.
Yep. To bring men together, you need a man with a presence about him. There's no one like that in Primavera.
Wayne isn't that sort. I'd pass on that too.
Well, there you have it.
Which means, Demon Sergeant, that you're the man for the job after all.
I'm Richard's friend. I'm a bodyguard, so I can help him. You might not look it, but working for him keeps you busy. I may not look it, but office work keeps me busy. Take a look at these calluses on my fingers. The typewriter did that to me.
You can employ people there and send you to Primavera.
Sure, if that suspicious Richard ever finds someone he can trust.
And yet he does trust you. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, well, we've been friends for a long time after all.
I want to learn more about your guys' past. Hopefully.
Most of the people who came back from the war were thrown out into an unrecognizable Tokyo without any friends or family. In other words, no one trusts them.
That does seem to be the case.
Yeah, it's surprisingly harsh. I was fortunate enough to be trusted by Rose. Thanks to that, I'm able to eat for now. However, all those others who weren't fortunate are trusted by no one, so they can't get jobs.
Well, Americans only trust Americans, and the Chinese only trust the Chinese.
In that case, won't it take the Japanese to trust the Japanese?
There aren't any Japanese people rich enough to employ others. All I can do is buy a meal for the war buddies I meet like this.
The war was meaningless, but at least having war buddies isn't so bad.
That's right. War buddies are family. No one who remained here can understand that hell. That's why we fellow war buddies have to help each other out like this.
War buddies are family.
Even you must have had some friends who fought with you on some battlefront, right?
Well, maybe.
But this music, though. Public order being bad, and the depressing, poor atmosphere. It's all because there's no jobs. Well, the jobs are out there. The Japanese just turn them down.
If only the Japanese language were English or Chinese.
Exactly. When our ancestors inherited their culture from the Chinese, why the hell didn't they make their language Chinese too?
If the Sea of Japan didn't exist and this was just another part of the mainland, the country called Japan might not even exist, and then we'd all be Chinese in the first place.
The Chinese sure have it good. Their spirit of aiding their countrymen really is impressive.
Make sure you don't try picking a fight with a Chinese man in Chinatown.
You'll get surrounded by the Chinese mafia and thrown in with some fried rice.
In the same way, it's best not pick a fight with an American.
That's right. The American army moves fast when it comes to protecting their people.
So, if someone picks a fight with a Japanese person in Tokyo, who's going to get revenge?
That's what happens when you're a member of a 6th-class war-losing country.
If you hit a dog, you'll get an animal rights group after you, but no one complains if you hit a Japanese person.
Anyway, there's a lot of people out there who were unsatisfied. People like that are joining together and calling themselves war buddy groups. At first, they were pretty much vigilant groups, but they quickly started roping off their turf and demanding fees, turning mafia. And then at the top of the list of groups taking those people in and expand their influence is that pack of Alfreds.
Rumor has it that Alfred's been beat up by some guys and sent to the hospital. Sounds like the other mafia have started fighting for supremacy in City 23, now that the crazy Alfred's away.
If the feuds get bigger, mafia hiring will shoot up too.
That's it. Then the city will get more dangerous.
If our luck had been just a bit worse, Alfred might have been our boss.
Sounds like he's been treating his underlings lavishly. Might not be so bad to have him as an employer.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Considering how Alfred treats women, I would never want to associate with that asshole.
Okay, Kereje helped us out when we were searching for the lieutenant the other day. Probably doesn't hurt to go offer a word of thanks. Yeah, we should probably thank him.
Sure, that's not like an excuse for me to pull out my favorite voice.
And you really did help us out the other day. We were able to find the lieutenant safe too.
Come on, don't be so stiff. If anything happens in the future, just ask. We're friends who've both eaten army food.
So, war buddies are good to have. Thanks.
That's right. We war buddies have to help each other out. We came back to our country after fighting with our lives on the line, just who was here waiting for us. No one, that's who. No one would accept us.
Nowhere to work, sometimes nowhere to sleep.
That's right. No one would accept us when we returned from the battle lines. That's why we got to help each other. And that's why I'll help a war buddy like you without conditions. So, in the same way, if you see a war buddy suffering somewhere, help them out. Yeah. We'll never abandon our war buddies.
The bond of fighting together is our pride.
That's right, men. Our bond of war buddies lasts a lifetime.
Yeah!
We'll never abandon a war buddy.
What's up, Leo? Ishigami. Don't misunderstand. This isn't about anything that happened on the battlefield. It's just about helping each other in the future. We're here, right now. This isn't the battlefield anymore. We just have to help each other here.
Don't you have anything you've left forgotten on the battlefield?
I do. Just like you. However, even if you forget, no one will think badly of you. In fact, if it's painful, then just go ahead and forget about it. I realize a lot of us have gotten a new start and taken new English names, just so they can forget.
Bar Nobushi was filled with all repatriated soldiers. It might be seen as a shady bar where rowdy people gathered, but if you listen to their conversations, it'd change your impression considerably.
I don't know where my wife or my daughter's graves are.
The place my house used to be is a public restroom now.
At least you could find the place. With all the streets and everything moving around, I don't have a clue where my house was.
Even if we don't know, this place is our homeland.
That's right, this is Japan. It's the Japan all those dead ones wanted to come back to so much.
That's right. No matter how much the scenery's changed, the dirt's still the same. We've laid foot on the dirt of our homeland. That alone makes us lucky.
Can you really call it a homeland if there's no one waiting for you there?
We've all lost our families. All of us are all alone.
And that's what makes us family. All of us war buddies are family.
That's right. We won't abandon our war buddies. We're family.
It was a damn shitty war, but we've got so many brothers.
Isn't that enough?
Jeez. You could see rough men desperately encouraging each other everywhere. While they were off to war, the great disaster destroyed all, and the rapid development known as Reconstruction covered all traces of their homeland. There was no one waiting for them at home. No one to welcome them back. No one needed them or employed them. They were just sad men who could do nothing but bask in alcohol and encourage their fellow war buddies.
Even that's much better than it used to be. At first, they weren't able to accept their changed homeland, and they'd shut themselves away, then get violent.
I understand how they feel. Who would believe that this was once a working-class district of Tokyo with its good old charm?
Still, you've got to accept it sooner or later. Being able to hold your war buddies' shoulders, cry together, and encourage each other makes that possible.
I'm an optimist, so my worrying never got that serious. Still, drinking here with you guys makes the burden feel a bit lighter.
And that's how it is. Oh, that's right. Rumor has it that a lot of men were released from a prison camp in Siberia. Sounds like ships have been bringing them back up in Niigata.
Poor guys. If they come back to Tokyo too, their eyes will pop.
Even though they finally come back, there's no home or family to welcome them.
At the repatriation office, they'll just get told to enroll again, this time in the American Army.
I'd like to accept people like that myself.
Your responsibility as an officer?
No. It's because the war inside me hasn't ended yet. Even now, I'm the leader of those rowdy troops. It's my responsibility to see that they don't end up wandering the streets. I'd like to help them with jobs too. And I'd like to gather money to help our war buddies who are missing arms and legs and can't work. And a lot more besides. If they've come back with tears streaming down their faces, then I'd like to be the one person who will welcome them. You guys fought well. You did well to make it back here. That's what I'd like to say.
It's an admirable thing. Compared to that,
I don't know what kind of baptism you received on what sort of battlefield. Still, there's one thing I can tell you.
What?
The only person who can end your war is you. I can't abandon my responsibility as their leader. Because of that, my war will continue. Maybe the day will come when it's okay for me to let go of that responsibility. Until that day, I'm a leader for these troops.
My war. It's a long ways away. A long ways away from this Japan.
What's wrong, Shishigami? Heading back already? Sorry if my talk's gotten you down.
Isn't like that. I'll be back, war buddy.
Come whenever you like, Shishigami. Our battlefields might have been different, but we're war buddies who fought together.
I'm glad I got to meet you, Hireji. Damn. By taking the name Leo, I was trying to forget my old self. But I can't forget. Never forget. Those people who spoke of their future under that blue sky, covered with sweat, with their eyes clear and hopeful. I wonder how they're doing. Nice try, Leo Shishigami. The person who showed them those dreams and then betrayed them was you. Only you. Betrayed them? Did he make a mistake during the war or something? My war will continue. Even surrounded by this nighttime city with shining lights, it won't end. Damn.
The city was overflowing with unemployed people back from the war. Of course, that wasn't good for public safety.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense to me. It was inevitable that Japanese men would drift into the criminal underworld and form mafias.
Humans are at their worst when they have nothing to do. No matter how low the pay might be, they're at their worst in an environment where they cannot work.
But during the fierce reconstruction of that time, weren't emergency funds pouring into Japan? Oh, right. The language.
That's right. The fact that they could only speak Japanese made the Japanese people outcast from those reconstruction funds. Both Americans and the Chinese. No, all of the peoples of the world will not trust people they can't communicate with using language. So naturally, the occupying forces also placed orders for reconstruction projects with people whose languages they could understand. Then, they would repeatedly pass jobs on, finally using the Japanese as low-wage day laborers.
So for the Japanese, learning foreign languages became very urgent.
Learning a language is no easy task. You need to understand a high-level education for a considerable period. Or undertake, my bad, without having to worry about money for food or clothing. It was necessary for children, but adults didn't have that freedom.
So, what is it that the Japanese adults of that period needed?
Employers who could trust them. And unfortunately, people like that were nowhere to be found at that time, except in the criminal underworld.
Madame Rose began to worry.
Madame Rose began to worry more and more. Why are so many Japanese people living in misery? Before, she never even considered it at all, but upon becoming Madame, she gradually started to think. Oh, perhaps it was directly because she had a sense of responsibility double that of a normal person. What could she do in this City 23? No, in this age.
Good question.
Hey there, my cute booby ladies.
Welcome, Captain.
We kept wondering when you'd drop by.
You're looking as great as ever. Must be tough being a popular guy.
I wish I had 2 more arms to rub all your boobies at once.
Oh, for God's sake.
Are you a pervert, Captain?
Yeah, you basically are. How's it been? Anyone tried to pull any funny business since then?
Nope, not at all. Haven't seen a trace of those guys. And it's all thanks to you. So we'd better do a whole bunch to make it up to you today.
Looks like another freebie overload today. And by the way, before we start drinking, could you call Rose-chan here? I've got something good to tell her today. Okay.
You want to reserve the club for your superior's birthday party? That sounds wonderful.
At least, we're using that as an excuse for having a dance party. Or is it the other way around? The money will all come from the occupying forces. I'd like to ask you to handle the drinks, women, and so on.
That's a very important responsibility.
As long as it turns out as a party that doesn't shame itself, we'll foot the bill for whatever you want. You're getting me? Might as well take this chance to let Primavera have a sip of the good stuff.
It's pretty incredible that we're being entrusted with something this big.
Oh, I told you before, didn't I? That we'd be dealing with each other as equal partners. You helped me out with the Lieutenant McDowell business, so it's my turn to repay the favor.
You must have gotten people to think pretty good of you after that lieutenant rescue.
Might be. What do you think, Rose-chan? Will you take it on?
Yes. We'll happily accept your offer.
Leo, go drive Rose-san. You sure it's okay if it's me? I thought you'd want to go. I'm better when it comes to protection. However, I'll admit that you're the better driver. Yeah, I imagine your driving would be pretty short-tempered. I doubt girls would give you good ratings on that. That's why you're going. I'll be training here. It's been strangely quiet lately, but we still don't know when someone will come to try and extort money from us. Bodyguards are what you need to prepare for the unexpected. You're a perfect example. Shut up! If something comes to Rose-san, I won't forgive you. That's a big responsibility. I'll be back, Wayne-kun.
So you're driving today, Leo-kun? Glad to have you.
Sorry to keep you waiting, madam. So, shall we go to the car?
Thank you. Things are about to get busy, so we've got a lot of preparation to do.
Oh? Is there some sort of fantastic party coming up?
You got it! That was a good guess. Yes, we're going to be hosting a party. The truth is, we got a request from Captain Butler. And so... Oh boy.
Well, let's go to the assembly hall.
I forgot to read it, fuck! Damn it!
Why am I so stupid?
Oh god, hello there!
Very good, everyone. Your pronunciation is excellent. Still, don't forget that facial expression and emotions are important. English is more than words. It's a form of communication. It'll come across much better if you give a clumsy thank you with a big smile, instead a well-flowing thank you with a cold expression. Yes, ma'am!
Yeah.
An English language classroom for children?
They do get taught it in school, but that alone isn't enough. Amanda-san is teaching for free for the kids.
Oh wow, that's nice. She teaches well. It's like watching a real teacher.
She says she was a real teacher once.
So, why did she become a lady of the evening?
Leo-kun, in our world it's good manners not to ask that.
When Amanda announced that class was over for the day, the kids rushed out of the room.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Thanks for coming all the way out here. That was an excellent lesson, like always. Looks like the kids were having fun too. Children are flexible. However, the adults are to be pitied. For the adults, English is still an enemy language. They understand logically, but their heads and hearts won't accept it.
Expel all enemy culture, huh? Remnants of the sad age where imported records get crushed whenever they were found.
The language problem is directly linked to the unemployment problem. In Japan now, you can't get a decent job if you can't talk. That's the biggest wall blocking the people who've come back from the battlefield from finding work, isn't it?
I've had personal experience with it. We men either have to return to the army or become unemployed.
Those unemployed people become gangsters, and they eventually threaten the lifestyles of other Japanese people. When the Americans see that, they mock the Japanese for being a violent, vulgar people. The wall of words is a very, very big problem.
Well, in this day and age, we've actually gotten better at it. Kind of, I hope. Somewhat. Maybe. I don't know.
That's right. That's why I think teaching them languages is the most important thing for Japanese people now. Well, all this is beside the point. What made you come all the way out here? Something to do with Primavera, yes?
Oh, right. The truth is, Captain Butler.
Okay.
I see. I think it sounds good too.
I'd like to set up a splendid dance party.
I understand. I'll talk to the girls in my clubs too. I'll collect girls who can speak English.
So even the ladies of the evening can't do their jobs unless they speak English.
Naturally. That's why everyone's studying English so frantically.
In that case, sorry about the trouble, but I'd like for you to help us.
Leave it to me. And by the way, Rose,
Yes? What is it?
I heard about how you found the American lieutenant the other day. To pay the ransom for that girl named Helena, you set down a lot of money, didn't you?
Just like that. That was just manly of her. She had enough strength behind her words, it would have knocked you dumb.
I hear you just handed over $1 million. But you discussed the matter beforehand.
Well...
Like I don't understand your compassion for this Helena. However, you are the madam. Do you know what that means? It doesn't matter that it all went well in the end. The safe choice would have been to take the lieutenant and hand over Helena.
That would be just too sad for them.
If relations with them sour, they might take a pass at someone in the next club. Or the club next. When that happens, will you be able to take responsibility for that girl? Well, I understand it's that personality of yours that draws everyone. That's why everyone follows you.
I had a feeling this was going to be brought up.
Everyone knows that your heart is beautiful and transparent. However, you're the madam. Madam Rose of Primavera. If you're standing at the brunt, you can't be a glass shield.
I'm sorry.
Well, I imagine Richard has already said the same thing to you. Before making an emotional judgment, please talk things over thoroughly with him.
Okay.
Sorry for making this sound like a lecture. I'll take care of finding those girls we talked about. Thanks for coming today.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Maybe I really am unsuitable as the madam.
That's not true. Because you are as you are, people follow you. Same goes for me. Back then, you made me fall for you all over again.
Thank you, Leo-kun.
Okay. Off to Richard's office. Richard Kuhn's like Primavera's dad. Thanks to the central pillar he provides, we don't have to worry about all sorts of troublesome matters.
Well, it's about time.
There you go. Here's your oolong tea. Black tea, green tea, and kelp tea.
Thank you. I love the delicious tea you make, Cyrus-kun.
I understand. Leave the details to me. Let's endeavor to host a fabulous dance party. We can't let the captain lose face after all.
Delicious drink, delicious meat, and sexy ladies. It'll be heaven on earth.
Let's negotiate with our suppliers and prepare an excellent assortment of good food and drink.
After all, the occupying forces are paying for it.
As much good drink as you can buy. Hey, Richard. No one will notice if we buy a couple extras for us, will they?
Hey, Cyrus-kun! You shouldn't do things like that.
Oh, right. In relation to that matter, how much of a kickback will be necessary for the captain?
Kickback?
It means the captain's share of the money. He's wondering how much we should pay the captain as thanks for offering Primavera this deal.
Precisely. After all, we can fudge the receipts as much as is necessary.
That's...
This is that perverted captain we're talking about. I imagine he's expecting a bit of it.
The captain never even mentioned that he wanted something like that.
He might be testing Primavera's sincerity. It's the money of the occupying forces, after all. No one's pockets will suffer. In that case, what's the harm in buying a little high-grade alcohol for me? Right?
Try and keep your own perversion in check.
I don't really understand that sort of thing.
The market rate for kickback is probably about 10%. Let's discuss the matter with some American importers. For a transaction of this scale, they must also slice off a generous portion. We can skillfully arrange the receipts. Tell the captain that we will have a kickback prepared for him.
Will Americans even give discounts to Japanese people?
If you speak English and have money, they'll deal with anyone. Long live capitalism. And the sad part is, American merchants can get the same goods cheaper.
Since it depends on how good your connections are.
In this age, Japanese merchants can't compete when it comes to stock or prices.
I see. I can see why the number of stores with Japanese signboards has dropped off.
The rich go richer, and the poor are driven out. A natural principle of capitalism. To sum it up, the war still isn't over.
Great America has landed with machine guns that shoot money instead of bullets.
It's the same in Chinatown. A large number of cheap goods unloaded from China have already swept across Tokyo.
That's true, come to think of it. Most of the rice in the food carts come from China.
Japanese rice is a luxury item. You don't get too many chances to eat that. After all, mass production has a direct effect on price. Japanese manufacturing can't compete with American or Chinese manufacturing.
And so, Japanese industry crumbles and the Japanese become lazy pigs.
Yeah, just a few generations from now. It's enough to make you cry. Rose, it would be possible for us to get our own share in the same way. But what do you say?
I don't want to get money if it involves deceiving people.
Well, I thought you'd say that. That's what makes her Madame Rose. But please, at least fudge the numbers for one drink, for my sake.
Let's just stick to slurping up the captain's leftovers.
In that case, Rose, leave everything to me. Let us work hard so that the captain is satisfied.
Still having trouble with that talk about kickbacks?
Oh no, it isn't that. It's just, how should I put it? Japan really has crumbled, hasn't it? When I think about that, it makes me sad.
Oh shit, the storm got worse. Just what kind of people should we live as in the future? Did you know Claudia's saving up money to open a shop? She finally got enough funds and she's apparently started looking at properties.
Oh, that's good of her. That's good. Claudia! Sorry I'm late. I barely had to wait at all. Huh, it's Leo-san too. Good afternoon.
Oh, now there's a lovely lady. I see you're as beautiful as ever. Still, isn't this place a bit gloomy to be drinking tea?
There's a little something I wanted Rose to drop by for today. You see, Claudia's been saving up money to get her own store.
I've heard about that. You wanted a shop that sells Japanese food and alcohol, right?
That's right. I finally managed to make the down payment. Did it work out well with Richard-kun? Yes. I just managed to borrow the money. The interest is a bit high, but I'll work really hard.
Huh. So Claudia's graduating from Club Primavera.
I might graduate from the club, but I'd like to earn a bunch and make my shop part of Primavera too.
I see. And if things get tough, the captain will protect you too.
Then we'll earn a whole bunch together.
That's nice.
That would be wonderful. Let's both give it our all. I'll be cheering you on.
I see. So that's why we're here seeing a real estate agent.
Oh.
The real estate agent was an American. Unsurprisingly, he didn't offer speaking Japanese as a service. Claudia could speak in broken English, but it apparently wasn't enough to read a real estate contract. Rose, who was fluent in the language, would be even more useful than a mere guarantor. Guarantor?
Even the contract is just packed with English. Are you sure this is okay?
I had Richardson check it over. Yeah, I've glanced it over too, and I don't think there'll be any problems.
Your English skills are pretty impressive, Rose.
That's because my dad was a foreigner.
I see.
In this age, being half foreigner could apparently be a big plus. However, as a person who knew the era before and during the war, I could tell that her life couldn't have been easy growing up. Oh, I imagined. Claudia was asked to sign several papers. Rose, who had finished signing with the guarantor Fields, was drinking the coffee she had been offered. Speaking of which, I'm drinking coffee.
I guess I was bullied a lot as a kid.
You and me both, sister. I mean, for different reasons, obviously, but I can imagine, considering, I'm guessing... Well, I mean, for God's sake, I mean, if she's basically half foreigner in this case, I imagine that some people would perceive that as she is a child of a enemy or something. Which, that's a terrible mindset.
You know, my nose and so on look a bit un-Japanese, right?
Oh, you look anime as fuck. You think so? I'd say it's definitely kissably cute.
Thank you.
What country was your father from?
He was a scholar from Greece.
Oh!
He was very strict and tried to act more Japanese than everyone else.
A foreigner wore hakama and took his kids to visit shrines?
Yeah, he knew all about Japanese culture and traditions, legends and folk songs. Though his Japanese speaking was always clumsy. Still, he was a strict person, more Japanese than anyone else. Whenever I was treated like a foreigner and bullied and came home crying, he would always say the same thing.
Being Japanese has nothing to do with blood or flesh. It's about whether you have pride in that spirit.
Sounds like a great father. Did he say anything else?
He was disappointed that Japan started abandoning its unique heritage in the Meiji era, growing more and more westernized.
What do you think of the expulsion of foreign customs during the war?
I don't know. By then he was always in bed. It seems I was born late in his life. My dad was very old.
I wonder what your father would think if he could see Tokyo today. He probably would not be happy.
I don't know. But Dad always told me to be more Japanese than anyone else. Wonder, if I had become a kid, that Dad would be angry with now.
Sure, your dad still loves you. I'm sure he wouldn't be that disappointed, I think.
Thanks so much for today. My dream is so close now.
I believe in you, Claudia.
I hope it becomes a wonderful shop. We'll be supporting you. I'll make a lot of delicious potato meals. I'll make candied sweet potatoes and meat and potato stew and all sorts of things.
Let me guess, you like potatoes.
Oh, and please come to place an order from Primavera. Yeah. If the guest wants to try some, we'd be happy to.
Dang, oh, those are my favorites. When the store opens, we'll definitely go there. Reserve a bottle for us, will ya?
I'd be so happy to have Leo-san as customer number 1. I'd give it my all.
You're good. Tough kid. Can't wait to try her handmade food.
We've got to support kids like that much, much more.
I'll be offering my support. To you, the person who supports each other, each and every one of those girls so seriously.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Next, I'd like to make a request of a restaurant in Chinatown.
Is it finally lunch? I was just thinking about taking a break.
It's a meal meeting with a certain person. The person who's always helping out Richard Kunin, who helps with investing Primavera's money.
You're pretty busy. Being madam looks tough.
I don't know if it'll be at the same table, but there'll be food for you, so don't worry.
Glad to hear it. Is this your first time meeting this person?
I've always wanted to greet him in person. Now I finally have a chance.
Oh boy. Wait, was that guy we saw with Stella earlier? I don't know. Sure, we'll find out, but okay. I think that's where I'm gonna end it just to be safe. Mostly because it's getting pretty intense out there, and I don't want to risk losing the damn footage. Okay. We managed to beat up some baddies, and we got to see more character interactions, and actually got to see, you know, some consequences. Well, I guess more like being scolded, because $1 million, that's a lot of money. And I'm not entirely sure how good the financial status of Primavera really is yet. But if they could just drop $1 million, like, right off the bat, I mean, unless that's probably all their... No, that can't be all their sales, no. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's gonna take quite some time to, you know, make back up. But I'm guessing in the next episode we're gonna be seeing a dance party. Oh boy. As long as I don't have to sing, I think I should be fine. But anyway, if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. I will apologize for it being a little bit shorter than usual, but I don't want to risk losing this footage. I learned last time of what happens if I take too many risks during a stormy weather. If you're those of you who remember what happened with Tokyo Babel. And I think Fate Stay Night too. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to take that risk. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.